All right, let's see. What is the gauge pressure at a depth of 1.67 meters in mercury? Assume there is 1 atmosphere above the surface. All right. Okay, good. We've got it. Okay, so the pressure is the pressure above plus rho of the fluid times g times your depth in the fluid, right? So here's, God forbid, here's this level of this mercury, right? And there's 1.013 times 10 to the fifth pascals above this 1 atmosphere, right? And we are 1.67 meters down into the mercury, right? Yeah, what to do here? I'm just going to use the formula and then we'll turn it into gauge pressure. Okay, but you'll see there's a shortcut here. Really, we don't need to use this. We can just, the gauge, this will be the gauge pressure, but let's go ahead and do this, right? So the absolute pressure, right, is going to be the 1.013 times 10 to the fifth pascals. It's above the fluid, right, plus the density of the mercury, 13.6 times 10 to the third kilograms per cubic meter, right, times 9.81 kilograms, newtons per kilogram, times our depth is only 1.67. Remember though that 0.760 meters into mercury is 1 atmosphere, right? That's what a torr is, right? The 760 torr, that's millimeters, equals 760 millimeters of Hg, right? So this is going to be well above an atmosphere, right? All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this. 1.013 e to the fifth, right? Plus 13.6 E3 times 9.81 times 1.67. And I get that the absolute pressure is equal to, that's a B, by the way, let's see, 324,104.72, right? Now, we want to turn that into a gauge pressure, right? So absolute pressure is gauge pressure plus 1 atmosphere, right? So this is our absolute pressure. So 324,104.72 is our gauge pressure, which we're trying to find, plus an atmosphere, 1.013 times 10 to the fifth, right? So I'm just going to subtract 1.013 times 10 to the fifth from the number I've got, and I'll get the gauge pressure, right? So our gauge pressure is 222,804.72. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2.2. This would be 3 times 10 to the fifth pascals. Now, if you're paying attention, in this operation, I added 1 atmosphere, and then suddenly here I subtracted an atmosphere. Okay, I really didn't need to do that. I could have just done this, right? This is if it's an atmosphere above the surface like this, right? Then this gives you the gauge pressure. This really is the gauge. So the shortcut here would be, all we have to do is this calculation. So I'm just going to do this single calculation, 13.6 E3 times 9.81 times 1.67. And indeed, I get this number. I get this number right away. I don't have to get the number, then convert it to gauge pressure. Okay. But anyway, if you do enough of these problems, you'll see that